everybody, Devin here with WildWorks. I was just gonna go over with you today kind of the features on our new bat house design. You've probably seen our large models before. This here is a medium. This will hold about 20 to 25 bats, and I'm just gonna go over some of the features with you. This one has not been painted black yet. Usually we paint them black. The reason for that is that black paint will really soak up the sun's heat and it'll keep the bats nice and warm. This one is not black just because you're able to see some of the features a little bit better than if it were painted. So just by looking at the front of the house here, you can see that we have one large solid board and then a gap and then another solid board. In our earlier designs, we would have had this broken up a little bit more. We've changed that to a solid board because that just makes this a little more structurally sound and less moving parts to kind of go wrong. So we've changed that to two boards here. The gap that you see here is actually a vent. That vent is so the bats can regulate heat inside the box. So once this is painted black, it will get pretty hot in there. The bats do like it hot, but sometimes they might get a little too hot. So the vent there allows the bottom of the house to be a little bit cooler, and that way the bats can kind of regulate their body temperatures just by moving within the box. You'll see on the bottom here, we've got a nice big landing pad. That allows the bats to come and they'll land right into these grooves here and then crawl right up into the box. So if you can see, we have those grooves cut all the way from the landing pad to the top of the box. So these grooves are about 1/4 inch deep, and that really allows the bats to get a good grip and then climb up into the top and hang in there nice and sound. You'll notice that we have an oversized roof on the back here, or on the top I should say, and that allows for 2 to 3 more chambers if someone would want to add some on in the future. So when you buy a bat house from us, you're going to get it like this, and then if a year down the road you decide you want to house 50 bats instead of 25, it's easy for us to come and install another spacer piece and 2 more panels on the front, which will allow basically the size of your bat house to double. That feature is available on all of our bat house sizes from small up to large. The last thing I should mention, well, I guess we got 2 more things here. You can see I left it on here so you could see this is silicone coming out of the gaps in the bat house here. So when we screw these panels on, we put silicone on there, and that just helps to seal up those gaps from air and moisture, and really makes these bat houses weather resistant and keeps those bats nice and dry and warm. Before we go and paint these black, we'll take the silicone that's sticking out off from the outside just to make it look a little nicer, but I left it on there just so you could see that we do put the silicone on. Now the last thing that I'll mention is these bat houses are made of red cedar. Red cedar is a very good wood for building anything that's going to be outside. It's really resistant to insects and moisture, and cedar is going to last a really long time. So coupled with the silicone, the single planks, the red cedar itself, these bat houses are going to last a really, really long time. Now when you're installing a bat house, what you want to look for is a nice tree, one about this size or bigger will do, and you want to get at least 10 feet up in the air. The reason for that is any predators that a bat would have. It's common for raccoons to try to climb up and get into bat houses. So you want it to be up high enough to where they don't really want to climb up, and if it's high enough, the bats will like it a little bit better. Bats like to drop down from high elevations versus drop down and then try to fly up from there. So the higher up, really the better, and you want it to get lots of sun. This tree here would not be a great tree to choose. It's good in size and nice and straight, but it doesn't get enough sun for the bat house to really soak up enough of it. So you want to have it be south facing or in a spot that it would get enough sun to keep that bat house nice and warm throughout the day and then going into the night. So what we do is we install a metal T-bracket on the back of these. This one doesn't have it, but it'll go across the top here and then stick up. And what you're gonna do once you find a tree with good sun and high elevation is get up on a ladder or however you're comfortable getting up, and you're gonna stick it right on the tree like that, and then there's gonna be 2 holes on that bracket that you can screw it into the tree. And you're gonna wanna make sure that it's facing the sunny side of the tree and it's about 10 to 15 feet up, and you just give it a few days and by then you should have some bats. Now be careful when you're up on the ladder. We would hate for someone to fall down, and it can be dangerous. So if you're unsure about installing it yourself, if you've built a bat house and want us to come install it for you, that's something we'd be happy to do. And all of our bat houses that we sell come with free installation. So you can get a medium house like this for $75 including installation. The large is $100 and then the small is $50. So if you're interested in any WildWorks bat houses, go to wildworks.com. You can buy them online there, or you can give us a call, 608-415-7140.